Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salam. Okay, let's start off with the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. They are through to the final of the Under-17 African Cup of Nations qualifiers after defeating host nation Niger Republic by 2-1, and they'll go on to face the Black Starlets of Ghana in that final. Remember, only one team will qualify for the 2019 Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations, and the Golden Eaglets are just one step away from achieving that particular goal.
Absolutely, just one from that zone, and Ghana or Nigeria might just take it. We'll wait and see what's going to happen in the final. Also on the program, Nigerian Women's League is back, and of course, guess who is back with a bang? FC Robo, after having, well, the first half of the season not so good, but then against Abia Angels yesterday right here in Lagos, they won 4-0, and it was Rasheedat Ajibade, the golden girl, that gave them all the 4 goals.
Incredible stuff. I mean, a hat-trick plus 1 goal by Rasheedat Ajibade. What a way to bounce back from a very underwhelming Under-20 World Cup in France. I bet she'll be delighted with that 4-goal haul. Congratulations to FC Robo. Also on the show, we'll continue a countdown to the rematch between Gennady Golovkin and Saul Canelo Alvarez, which will go down this weekend. And the war of words is been ramped up. Basically, these two guys are the final presser yesterday, and it was so heated to the point that they couldn't come face to face. It's been a war of words between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin ahead of their much anticipated rematch in Las Vegas on Saturday. And Cecilia, the reason for this is because of the Canelo's
failed drug test.
Shouldn't we move on now?
It's not going to go away.
Why not?
Maria Sharapova is still suffering that. So, I mean, it's not going to go away. It's going to continue this rematch. We're just, I mean, for the good of boxing, I'm just hoping that Triple G wins this one. If he doesn't,
really?
Yes. If he doesn't,
why is that? Why is that?
He lost to a drug cheat. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the headline.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. What has happened to Canelo definitely has tarnished his image. We can sit down here and speculate whether it was really contaminated meat or he actually doped on purpose, but we can't really say.
No one is going to look at that story.
No one is going to look at that.
He failed it. He was banned, and it was twice, not once. That's the story. That's why the war of words is all about the failed drug test. No one is talking about, okay, I'm going to punch you and beat you up and all that we normally hear from boxing. This one is different. It's all about someone who, at a time, didn't do the right thing. Okay. I mean, whatever gets into your mouth, you're responsible for it. You're solely
responsible for it. A strict liability policy and principle when it comes to the World Anti-Doping Agency. Canelo should have done better. No excuses at all, and that's why it got banned. But it's a shame that the build-up to this fight has been dominated by down. Canelo on your screen in the shades there. Still very popular. You should have seen the welcome he received in Las Vegas. I mean, unarguably, commercially, he's the biggest draw in boxing right now. And it remains to be seen what happens on fight night. GGG has had a lot to say as well, so I can understand why he's the guy on the receiving end.
Of course.
And there are now doubts that perhaps Canelo was doping before their first fight. I mean, GGG he said that over and over again. And we're going to get a few of their quotes in a bit now. Okay, that's GGG right there. Saying, I don't believe it was beef. You could not deny that there were injection marks on his hands and on his arms. I don't know what it was, but there were injection marks everywhere on his biceps, on his stomach, pretty much everywhere. All over his body, you could see injection marks. This is now referring to the first fight. Interesting.
Yeah, and then in the draw. So.
These are all allegations, though, you have to say, because GG doesn't have any proof whether Canelo doped ahead of that particular fight. But it is what it is now. And then he was quick to rebuff and dismiss those remarks. That's Canelo.
Yeah, he says those are the kicks and screams of someone who is drowning. Those are the excuses that they are making. It's because of what is coming on Saturday, which is a loss For them.
For them. Them is GGG and his
Of
camp.
course, and his
They're
camp.
going to get that L on Saturday.
Get beaten.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said yesterday as well, too, every bit of mutual respect is gone out the window now. And these guys are ready to go to war. And this fight particularly has the makings of an all-out war between GGG and Canelo Alvarez. Let's take a listen to what GGG, that's Golovkin, has to say ahead of that fight on Saturday in Las Vegas.
Really, I'm very happy because I know this huge level for boxing. You know, I'm very happy because I stay for this level, and I have a good fighter. My opponent, you know, is a huge boxer. You know, I'm very excited because so many people watch this fight. So many countries by this translation. You know, it is an amazing time for us.
Amazing time indeed for the gladiators. On the amazing time for boxing fans as well, to both casual and big-time boxing fans. Remember, the first time out, that fight generated the third biggest revenue in boxing history. I'm not too sure this is going to get close now, or
no,
do you?
I'm not sure it's going to. I'm not sure it's going to get that because if you check the hype we had in that first one was bigger, was better, and this one has been postponed how many times because of drug tests and all that. So at the end of the day, I think it's not going to gross that. Maybe fifth or sixth. I'm not sure it's going to gross that.
I'll be surprised as well if it doesn't come close to that. Okay, so that's it. Today, tomorrow, they do the weigh-in, and we'll see. I imagine both fighters will definitely make the weight for that particular grudge fight. So we'll leave it at that for now. Let's go and talk about the U.S. Open. Not really the U.S. Open. Let's talk about the U.S. Open winner, the champion Naomi Osaka, who's back in Tokyo, Japan, after stunning the tennis world to win a first Grand Slam last weekend. She returned home to a warm welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a champ right now.
She's a champ, and Japanese never seen anything like this in their lives because she's the first ever from that part of the world to win a Grand Slam.
I'm sure Kenny Shikori will be gutted right now. He had the chance to actually do it.
I think he will be delighted.
No, when I mean gutted, like, he will be delighted, of course, someone is winning it. Yeah. But then he felt, I actually had the chance, I couldn't do it. Yeah. And she's done it, of course. It's going to be mixed feelings, more like it.
I don't think so. I think, he had this chance against Chile, or what was it? Got to the final. Yeah, lost it. But I think he'll be delighted that this woman is going to do it for Japan. That's less pressure on him now.
And doing it against, well, arguably, the greatest tennis player of all time, Serena Williams. Now, she's home now, so let's forget about Serena Williams and the overshadowing idea.
All the credit and all the attention.
Focus on her. She arrived home, got a deal, Japanese. So she got after that deal, she was actually talking about the fact that identity isn't a problem. She's cool with that. Then also wanting to be a role model, not just for herself, but also other Japanese players who are actually coming up and want to play tennis. So they really got someone to look up to.
Very important.
In terms of character and resilience, in terms of play, attitude, and everything.
Oh, she's got it all. I mean, composure. The one she showed in that final is still very fresh in my mind. Almost perfect. And I like...
I think it was perfect, not almost.
Oh, yeah, that's because it's really not perfect
out there.
99.9%. But my point is, she's carried herself really well throughout this saga, and I think she'll be a major inspiration for a lot of Japanese women out there who will now believe they can go on and emulate what she's done. Now, that's what sports can do for you. That's what winning in sports can do for you. The male, they have Nishikori. Now the women, they've got
Osaka, who's a Grand Slam champion. Let's hear from her, and of course, her dreams. She wants to be in the top 5 at the end of the season. Of course, gets to be the WTA Tour Finals in Singapore.
For me, I don't feel sad because I wouldn't even know what like I'm expected to feel, because I feel like since it was my first final and it was my first Grand Slam victory, overall I felt really happy, and I know that I accomplished a lot. And I don't think I even thought about feeling sad, because there's no like experience for me to draw on any other Grand Slam final win. So, and then while I was playing the U.S. Open, and Kay was doing well, and they were saying that it was the first time there was 2 Japanese semifinalists together. Yeah, I definitely was thinking about like if little kids were watching and they wanted to play tennis too. And I've always thought that Kay is a super good role model on the men's side, and I wish that there was one on the women's side, so hopefully I can be that role model. My immediate goal would be to get to Singapore, and of course do well in Torrey. And maybe year-end top 5, but I'm not putting pressure on myself.
I love that. No pressure at all. I mean, just being calm and all that, all through the incidents and everything. Being a role model. Well, we already have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good character.
Yeah, well, and she still has a lot of years ahead as well. 20, 20, and very interesting to see if she can build on this success. Sloane Stephens is one player that comes to mind as well too. Won it last year. This year has been quite disappointing.
She was at the French Open final. I think I won't say really disappointing.
Yeah, I
she
mean,
started the season slowly, but somehow she picked towards the end of the season.
Yeah, she got to the final, but overall, this season, I thought she was going to really kick on from there, considering she's one of those ladies we're looking up to go and take over from the likes of Serena. But she will bounce back as well.
She will.
Right now, it's all about Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, she's the one. All right, let's move from Naomi now, talking about Usain Bolt and space Bolt. Kind of close, right?
Yeah, interesting. Usain Bolt.
Now, this is a guy who is up to different things you can ever think of. I mean, he's sprinted through thin air. I mean, sipping champagne, like floating back and enjoying some zero gravity and all that conditions, the back of an aircraft, and performing some stomach launching kind of dives. Now, that's Usain Bolt for you. So he can do anything. He can play football, he can sprint, and he can do this.
Now, this is just him having fun. I mean, this guy is right now at this stage of his life. It's all about just living it up. He's going to live it up in football as a professional, in quote, and now he's doing something just quite very, very fun as well. So Usain Bolt there. I like him. He's a great character. It's a shame that he's decided to retire from athletics. I think he would have still gone on to compete.
He said his body was telling him something. He doesn't want to go to the field and just be among the competitors. He wants to always win.
I know.
When you have some young guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Because the field is really packed right now. The Americans are on fire.
On fire. So.
Oh goodness, Ronnie Baker. Anyways, let's listen to what Usain Bolt has to say about his experience about running against zero gravity conditions.
Mind-blowing, really. I think at the start I was nervous, but as soon as the first one goes, you kind of go, oh my God, what's happening? But after the third one, I was like, yeah, it's crazy. So for me, it's just mind-blowing, fully enjoyable. I think this was a great experience, and I thank Mom for really helping me and giving me this opportunity.
As of today, we know there is a market for space tourism, not a big market, but there are enough very rich people to justify the private development of spaceship for tourism. There will be a professional astronaut on board or pilot to fly the ship, but the tourist will be just enjoying the view of the Earth, the view of space, the weightlessness, and they will celebrate. So maybe there is not a market for a lot of bottles in space in the future, but there is a market for some bottle, and just for those some bottle of champagne, it is worth it because it is unique opportunity to celebrate.